Hello and welcome to another video. Today we're looking at the hyperlapse function in my Galaxy S20. It's been updated. I don't know when it was updated, to be fair. I haven't looked at it in a long time, but something sparked me the other day. I got a question on one of my older videos on the hyperlapse about whether the hyperlapse can stay on for, you know, an extended period of time. So the question was, can I do a hyperlapse for like 8 hours? And I said, actually, I don't know. It might be something I'm going to test out. And I will look at testing that out. But this video is about some smart features they've added to the like the intervals between shots. So traditionally, you've had the 5 times. They don't call it 5 seconds, but these refers to the intervals between each individual shot that it takes. So it's 5 times, 20 times, all that kind of stuff. But I've added some night modes. Now these night modes, what they do is they slow down the shutter speed so you can get you know, a car light streaking, and I'll show you on the screen on the side here, car light streaks, that kind of stuff. Now I'm actually down in Southsea to do a time lapse of the moonrise. It's the super moon, or was last night. Tonight it's like just a full moon. I don't know the difference, it's just a moon, whatever. But I'm actually doing this as part of an extended workshop for Marge. Marge did a day workshop with me last week. Time lapse was a big thing about it, but we ended the day slightly early, so I said we'll do some extra time lapse stuff for the moonrise. So I thought I would do a hyperlapse / time lapse on my phone and compare it to what I can do in my main camera tonight. So I'm going to be doing that. So this video is going to be a little bit about that rather than anything else. Like, I'm not going to be able to do an 8-hour time lapse. It's probably going to be a time lapse over about an hour, give or take. The thing to note is the interval, the like 5 times and 10 times or 60 times on the hyperlapse, and what that actually means. So that means that is about the intervals between shots. It doesn't say 60 times. I don't think that's like 60 seconds. I don't know, but I think it's just their way of saying that it's longer. I don't know. Let me just get rid of this bike going past because it sounds like a bloody hairdryer. Go away. So all you need to remember is that if your subject is really fast moving, you need the shorter time between. So the shorter time, so the 5 times. If you've got really fast traffic, you'd use the 5 times. If you've got people walking, they're fairly slow, they're not as fast as traffic, you'd extend that time to maybe the 30 times on there. And it actually gives you a little readout of what each one would potentially be used for. Now the night modes, although I'm doing a moonrise and it will be nighttime, I'm not going to use them tonight. I don't need a slow shutter speed. I just want my camera to do the work. I'm actually going to use the 60 times and just let it run for like an hour as the moon comes up and see how it works. Because the moon's going so slow, I don't need to slow the shutter speed down. It's not like light trails, we've got fast cars and I want to show the light trails. I will test that though, because I haven't used that before. It's a newer feature, so I'm going to test it. But I just wanted to make sure that it looks good on a tripod. Now, before I've had issues with the stabilization with this, even on a tripod, so I'm going to have stabilization actually turned off on, maybe. I think it was, if it was on, it was trying to look for stabilization, which meant it was actually moving. It's a bit like on a main camera when you got stabilization and you put your camera on a tripod, you actually want to turn stabilization off. So I'm going to test both. I'll test both before I start, see if I get any jitters, and then I'll use the mode that works best if I've got, you know, if I'm doing that tonight. I've got a bit of time before moonrise, so I can test it and see which one I want to use, whether it's going to be with or without stabilization. So stick with this. This is going to be a fairly short video. In a second I'll talk about the tests I've done, because I'm going to go and meet Marge in a minute. I can see her get out of the car now. She's over there. Sky's looking good. We'll go and do some tests and see how this fares up, testing it with or without stabilization, and then we'll set it off. So stick around for the final time lapse. I will show the time lapse I do in my camera as well, because that'll be massively different. It's going to look a lot better, but just want to see what it's like on the phone, because, you know, if the phone's all I have, that's all I need, and that's all I've got. So I might do a hyperlapse / time lapse with my phone. So let's get into this, and I'll see you shortly down on the beach at Southsea. Let's do this, bye. So after testing it twice with the steady on and super steady on and super steady off, actually there's no real difference. There's a slight difference in the fact that when you got super steady on, it goes wider. Now that surprised me. Normally what you find is with super steady on, it would actually zoom in a little bit, so it have a little bit of play in the movement potentially, which is strange really. And it's slightly lighter in the super steady with super steady on. I don't know why that is. I don't know what's going on in the software, but it might be that there's so much going on in the software that it might mess around later on when it's darker. I don't know. I'll have to do a little bit of testing, but I'm going to go with super steady on because it's a bit wider and hopefully I get a bit more in frame. And we're just waiting now. We're sat. There's Marge. Look. Say hi, Marge.
Hi.
We're just sat waiting for the sun to go down and everyone to get off the beach, really, so we can get down the beach, get set up for the moonrise, because it's going to be coming over the pier, which is behind me there. There's the pier. The moon's going to rise somewhere over here. We're going to be down the beach over here and get the moon coming up. You'll see anyway. We'll show you that shortly, so hang around for that. And yeah, hopefully we'll get some nice footage for you on here. I'm also going to show you, so stick around, show you the footage I get from my camera after I do a full edit in Lightroom, Photoshop, and then into video. Obviously I can zoom in, zoom out with that kind of stuff, but we won't be able to do that potentially with this, but we'll see. Right then, we're going to get into this and we'll see you later. Bye. So I think that works really well. I'm really impressed with the, by the way, it's the next day. I couldn't do any video last night because it was pretty pitch black. The stabilization feature on there that has always been an issue when I've done hyperlapses / time lapses before seems to have been corrected, and it's really, really good. So I got a little bit of hyperlapse before the moon came up. That's this bit here. This is stabilized footage. This is using the stabilized footage at the time 60, so 60 times on the hyperlapse. But then what I did, I started again as the moon actually rose up behind the pier. So this is the hyperlapse of the moon behind, or coming up behind the pier, and this is unstabilized, so I used the nighttime times 45 mode, which worked quite well. The only problem is it gave me quite a long stretch of video. It gave me about 44 seconds. So I actually sped it up by a half, so by double. So it's only 22 seconds long. And at the same time, I was doing a time lapse with my main big camera, which I'll show in a second, so stick around for that. But I just want to talk about the hyperlapse function on the Galaxy S20. It is still good. It is, you know, top notch. If all you had on you was your phone and you want to do some time lapse / hyperlapse stuff, it's a very good and viable option. And to be fair, considering it was pitch black and it was a blood moon, so it wasn't very light out, even when the moon came up, it wasn't very light. It handled that pretty well, and you can see the pier is just about, you know, lit up, give or take. I mean, it's always going to be silhouetted at night anyway because of the nature of what you're shooting. But I'm going to attempt to use this function the way it's meant to be. So when you hit the slow-mo or the slow 45 times on the unstabilized option, you can use it for car light trails. And I'm going to try that out. So watch for that video. That'll be coming up within the next couple of weeks. So hit the subscribe button and remember to hit the bell to get notified of future updates on my videos if you're interested in that. Obviously I do other stuff. I do, you know, photography stuff on my YouTube. So if you're interested in photography as a whole, you know, please subscribe. If you've got anything out of this video, please whack a thumbs up. That's great. Got any questions, leave them down in the comments. I love to answer questions, and I'm still getting questions on my videos for my Galaxy S20 videos that I did 2 years ago, because everyone's interested in these videos. S20 is really good, you know, S20 and the future on from there. I don't know, is it 21, 22? I don't know. Whatever the next adorations of Galaxy are. People are really interested in that because they're really good phones. The cameras are really good. You know, the functions they got on the cameras, all the apps that they use in the camera app is pretty good. pretty good. So watch out, I'm going to start doing another couple of videos, I think, because I think it's a pretty good subject for my channel, because it gets a lot of likes, and we're going to go from there. So yeah, so hopefully I'll see you on the next video. I'm going to go get my hair cut because I look like a douchebag, and I will see you all in another video. Take care, guys. Bye.